Right, I want you to close your eyes. No, seriously, do it. I want you to transport yourself back. It is 1921.
Oh, here we go.
The Great War is over. The Roaring Twenties are just starting to rev their engines, and you are sitting in a plush velvet seat in a cinema in Paris. The lights dim. The projector starts that rhythmic, mechanical click and click, 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 and suddenly you are hit with something that isn't just a movie. It is visually mental.
Mental is one word for it.
I mean, properly brilliant. It's got sun-drenched Spanish landscapes that look like they're burning the screen. It's got shadows dancing on gauze curtains. It's got the camera acting like it's drunk because the character is drunk on misery. We are talking about Marcel L'Herbier's El Dorado. And I am going to go on record right now and say this is not just a film. It is a misunderstood masterpiece of the avant-garde.
Oh, give it a rest.
Excuse me.
You heard me. A masterpiece. Are you joking? It's a shambles. I've seen better plots in a reception class nativity play.
You are so cynical. You literally cannot appreciate art unless it's spoon-fed to you with a linear plot and a little bow on top.
No, I appreciate art.
Cinema, the magic vehicle, a comprehensive guide. Journey 1, 1913 to 1950.
And just because it's old and French and black and white doesn't automatically make it genius. You fall for this every time.
I do not.
You do. Oh, look, it's a bit blurry. It must be profound. No. Sometimes it's just boring and the cameraman forgot to focus.
Okay. We are clearly not going to agree on the vibes today. But let's unpack this properly, because we have got the source material right here in front of us, the definitive analysis from Cinema, the magic vehicle, and even the historians seem to be having a bit of a fist fight over this one.
A fist fight? I don't think it's a fist fight. I think it's pretty clear on the script. Look at this passage here. It doesn't mince words. It says El Dorado is no more than a melodrama based on weepy and simplistic stereotypes.
It says more than that.
Weepy, simplistic stereotypes. That doesn't sound like the birth of modern cinema to me. That sounds like something you watch when you have the flu and can't reach the remote.
But you're cherry picking. You are deliberately picking the one negative sentence. Read the other bit. Go on. Look at the description of the visual.
I've read it.
It says, it is visually one of the most impressive French films of the time. 1921. Think about what else was out there. You had Chaplin doing pratfalls. You had Griffith doing massive historical epics. And here comes L'Herbier trying to film the human soul.
The human soul, or a very, very drawn-out tragedy about a dancer.
So here's the bet. Here's the mission for this whole argument. I am going to prove to you that the image, the visual language of this film is so revolutionary that the plot doesn't matter.
And I am going to prove to you that you can paint a turd gold, but it's still a turd. The plot matters. The story matters. And El Dorado, it fails the basic storytelling test.
Challenge accepted. But before we get into the rubbish, as you so charmingly call it, we need to set the stage. Who is Marcel L'Herbier? Because he's not just some random bloke with a camera.
Well, this is where it gets annoying immediately. Because L'Herbier wasn't some uneducated hack who stumbled onto a set. He was an intellectual.
Exactly.
A dandy. He was a literary critic. He was a writer.
Exactly. A man of letters. He understood structure.
Which makes it worse. That's my whole point. If a plumber comes to my house and floods the kitchen, I'm annoyed. If the guy who designed the piping system comes to my house and floods the kitchen, I'm furious.
That's a terrible analogy.
L'Herbier knew how stories worked. He wrote essays on them. Oscar Wilde was his hero. He was obsessed with aestheticism. And yet, he turns in this script.
He was experimenting. He was trying to break the mold.
He was cashing in. Look at the context provided in our research. It hints at this pretty heavily. It says, it seems unlikely that L'Herbier did not realize how poor the quality of the plot was.
Well, unlikely isn't proof.
Think about that. The historians are basically saying, he wasn't stupid, so he must have been selling out. They speculate it might have been financial considerations. Money.
Well, that's just speculation. You can't prove he was just doing it for the money.
Can't I? Look at his previous film, Man of the Sea. That was based on a respectable literary source. Proper book, proper story, grounded realism.
And it was fine. It was good.
And then he pivots to El Dorado. The notes call it a typical product of the art series. That sounds like a cash grab, mate. That sounds like a studio executive saying, Marcel, baby, we need something with dancing girls and a bit of tragedy for the masses. Make it look pretty. Don't worry about the logic.
You are judging it so harshly before we've even told people what happens. You're poisoning the well.
Because what happens is laughable. The well is already full of poison.
Okay, fine. You want to talk plot? Let's talk plot. Let's get into the rubbish. Lay it out for us. What is the great tragedy of El Dorado? And don't skip the details, because the details are where the drama lives.
Right, so we are in Granada, Spain. Although, obviously, it's a French film shot by a French crew, so everyone is probably smoking galazes and eating baguettes just out of frame.
It has an authentic Spanish feel, the notes say. The atmosphere is thick with heat and dust.
We'll get to the dust later. Let's look at the characters. We have a woman named Sibilla, played by Eve Francis.
A stunning actress, a muse, L'Herbier's muse, actually.
And a tragic stereotype, according to the text. She is a dancer at the El Dorado cabaret. Now, paint the picture of this cabaret for me. Is it a high-class establishment?
No, of course not. It's seedy, it's smoky, it's the kind of place where dreams go to die. She's famous there, she's the star, but she is miserable. And why is she miserable?
Let me guess. A man. It's always a man.
It's more than that. She is broke, she has a sick kid, and the father of the kid is a bloke named Asteria.
The villain. And let's be clear, he is a mustache-twirling villain. There's no nuance here.
He represents the cruelty of the patriarchy, the callousness of the upper class.
He represents a dodgy rich guy. He seduced her years ago, presumably promised her the world, left her with a child, and now refuses to help even though the kid is literally dying.
It's monstrous.
He's rich, powerful, and completely heartless. It's not subtle, is it? It's like something from a Penny Dreadful.
It's a classic melodrama setup. It's high stakes. A mother fighting for her child against the man who ruined her. That is timeless.
It's soap opera, mate. It is literally the plot of a daytime soap. The rich man won't acknowledge his secret son. It's not high art. It's the kind of thing you watch while ironing.
It's the execution that matters, the visual execution. But go on. Sibilla wants revenge, and this is where the plot gets intricate.
Intricate, you mean insane. This is where I actually laughed out loud reading the summary. So Sibilla, in her righteous fury, decides she's going to ruin Asteria's life.
Yes, she's taken action.
How does she do it? By targeting his legitimate daughter, Ileana.
An eye for an eye. The sins of the father visited upon the child. It's biblical.
In theory. But listen to the plan. It is the most bizarre, roundabout revenge scheme I have ever heard. She doesn't kidnap her. She doesn't frame her for a crime. She doesn't burn down her house.
No, it's more subtle. It's psychological.
No. She tries to set Ileana up with a man.
A specific man. A very specific type of man.
Yes, a young aristocratic Swedish painter named Hedwig.
Played by Jacques Catalan, who was a proper star.
Right, so let me get this straight. We're in Spain. The villain is Spanish. The victim is Spanish. And her master plan to ruin this girl's life is to introduce her to a wealthy, artistic Swedish nobleman.
Well, she thinks it will cause a scandal, doesn't she? Because Ileana is engaged to someone else. A respectable, boring someone.
Oh, the horror. The absolute horror. I shall doom you to a life of painting and Swedish meatballs with a handsome aristocrat. That is not revenge. That is a favor.
You're being ridiculous.
If someone tried to take revenge on me by setting me up with a rich Swedish heiress, I'd send them a thank you card. Cheers, Sibilla. You really got me there. Best revenge ever.
You're missing the irony. You're being deliberately dense. The irony is that she tries to use him as a weapon. She thinks, I will distract her with this bohemian artist, ruin her respectable engagement, and shame the father. It's about reputation.
Right. And what happens? Go on. Tell me what happens next in this masterclass of screenwriting.
They fall in love.
Surprise, surprise. Who could have possibly seen that coming?
It's fate. She tries to destroy, but she creates love instead. That's poetic. It's the universe laughing at her plans. It's tragic irony.
It's convenient nonsense. The expert source literally says, unexpectedly, the result is positive.
Yeah, unexpectedly for Sibilla, maybe. For anyone who has ever seen a movie, it's exactly what we expected. Oh, look, the two attractive young people are staring at each other. I wonder if they'll get married.
It's about the emotional journey?
Of course they will. And then look at the so-called happy ending.
Well, it's bittersweet. It's not purely happy. It's complex.
It's bizarre. Asteria, the bad dad, finds out and, he disowns his daughter Ileana because she ran off with the Swede, so she's cut off without a penny. A classic conflict, love versus money.
And what do the happy young couple do? They're not just lovers, oh no. They adopt Sibilla's sick kid.
They nurse him back to health. The future belongs to the young lovers and Sibilla's son. That's beautiful. The new generation fixing the sins of the old.
Oh, come on.
The bad father is left alone with his money, rotting in his empty house, while the love child he rejected is raised by his legitimate daughter. That is karmic justice. It's perfect.
It's too neat. It's wrapped up in a bow. The rich dad is grumpy alone, the nice kids have the baby, and everyone is happy. Except Wait for it. Sibilla.
Yes. The tragedy.
This is just grim for the sake of being grim. This is where it goes from a bit silly to just nasty. Sibilla sees that her son is safe. Her grand plan is sort of worked out for everyone but her. Does she start a new life? Does she go, right, job done, time to learn pottery?
She has nothing left. Her honor is gone, her child is gone, her love is gone, her purpose is fulfilled.
She goes back to the cabaret. And just to make sure we know she's having a bad time, because her son being safe isn't enough, a coworker tries to rape her.
It's the final degradation, the world showing its ultimate cruelty.
And then she commits suicide.
Whoa, you're glossing over the emotional weight of that. You're making it sound like a grocery list. Milk, bread, suicide.
I'm glossing over it because it's misery porn. It's just piling on the trauma to make the audience cry. It is manipulative. Oh, look, everything is fine for this sexy young couple, but the mother has to die tragically because, well, the movie needs a sad ending. It feels cheap.
It's not just a sad ending. It's about sacrifice. She is the martyr. She burns herself up to light the way for the others. It's like a Greek tragedy. Or an opera. In opera, the soprano always dies. It's a convention.
It's like a bad telenovela. And the research backs me up here. It calls the film no more than a melodrama. It questions whether L'Herbier even cared about the script. Imagine him in the writer's room. Okay, Marcel, so the mother, what does she do at the end? I don't know. Kill her off. I need to focus on the lighting for the Alhambra scene. Just make her drink poison or something.
And that is slander. You're creating a fiction.
It's probable.
Okay.
If you strip away the fancy camera work, what have you got? You've got a story that makes no sense, characters who are cardboard cutouts, and a revenge plot that accidentally acts as a premium dating service. It's rubbish.
Okay. Stop right there.
No, I won't stop. It's a shambles.
You are looking at the text. You are reading the script like a lawyer reading a contract.
That is usually how you judge a story, yes, by reading it.
No, that is how you judge a play or a novel. Cinema is not text. Cinema is image. Cinema is light and time. And this is where you are completely missing the point of El Dorado. Forget the script. Burn the script. Look at the screen.
I'm looking and I'm getting a headache from all the flickering.
L'Herbier didn't care about realism. The research explicitly says so. L'Herbier pays much less attention to realism than he did in Man of the Sea. He didn't care about whether the Swedish painter made logical sense as a revenge plot. He cared about states of mind.
States of mind? What does that even mean? It's such a vague, artsy term.
It means the atmosphere, the vibe, the feeling. The research says the film is defined by the juxtaposition. That's a fancy word for contrast for you simple folk.
I know what juxtaposition means. Thank you. I went to school.
The juxtaposition of sun-drenched landscapes and dazzling white architecture against the smoky, velvety dusk of interiors. Think about that contrast.
I am thinking about it. It's not that deep.
The outside world is blindingly bright, harsh, unforgiving, the sun of Spain beating down on you. And then you go inside the cabaret and it's dark, soft, smoky, claustrophobic. It's a visual metaphor for her life. Trapped in the dark while the world is bright outside.
So it's bright outside and dark inside. Groundbreaking. Truly. Give the man the medal. My house is like that.
It's more than that. It's about the feeling of Spain, the heat, the oppression. The notes say it gives the film an authentic Spanish feel, even though, as you pointed out, it's a French movie shot by a French guy. How do you explain that?
Good set design. Maybe they open the window?
No. It's the lighting. It's the art. The text explicitly links the visual style to Spanish painters. L'Herbier wasn't just filming actors, he was painting with light. He was referencing Ribera.
Here we go. The name dropping. Time to sound smart.
Giuseppe de Ribera. The notes mention his heavy use of chiaroscuro.
Oh, Laddie, that's chiaroscuro. Listen to you. Come off it.
It's the interplay of light and dark. It's dramatic. It's not just dark. It's emotional darkness. The shadows aren't just the lack of light. They are the character's despair. When Sibilla is in the shadows, she is literally being consumed by her situation.
It's a bit convenient that emotional despair also saves you money on building full sets, because you can just hide the back of the room in shadow. Oh, we can't afford the back wall. Just make it emotionally dark, Marcel.
You are so cynical. You're just determined to hate this. What about Velázquez? The research mentions him too. Refined modernist composition.
What does that mean in English?
It means L'Herbier frames shots like portraits. He places people in the frame with geometric precision. It's beautiful and balanced, like a great painting.
If I wanted to see a Velázquez, I would go to the Prado. I want a film that moves, that has a story.
It does move. but it moves emotionally. And Goya, you can't ignore the Goya connection, Francisco Goya. The text specifically brings up the 3rd of May, 1808, the firing squad painting.
I know the one. Grim stuff. Guy in the white shirt, hands up, about to be shot.
Depictions of death, destruction, and battlefield horror. That's the tone L'Herbier was going for. The tragedy of Sibilla isn't misery porn, it's Goya-esque horror.
No, it's not.
It's the brutality of the world crushing the individual. When you look at the suicide through the lens of Goya, it isn't cheap, it's inevitable. It is the crushing weight of fate.
That is a massive stretch. You are taking a bad script and plastering the names of Renaissance and Romantic masters over it to hide the cracks. Oh, the plot is stupid. No, it's not stupid, it's Goya. Come off it. It's nonsense.
It's not a stretch. The film is literally filled with shadows dancing on gauze backcloths.
Gauze backcloths. It sounds like a window display at a department store. What does that even achieve?
Think about the texture. Gauze creates a softness, a diffusion. It makes the world look dreamlike or like a memory. The text says this device became standard in poetic cinema. L'Herbier was a pioneer.
Oh, a pioneer of gauze. Fantastic.
He was inventing the language that other people would use for decades. You're complaining about the prototype not being as smooth as the final product. You're looking at the Wright brothers' plane and saying, well, the in-flight meal service is terrible.
I'm complaining that the prototype is boring. But look, if we're going to talk about inventing language, we have to talk about the things that are actually weird. The things that make you go, did the camera break?
You mean the mental innovations, the genius.
The stuff that makes you think the camera operator fell over. The subjective narrative.
Yes, this is the best part. This is where the rubber meets the road. Section 3 of our argument, the mental innovation.
Mental is the right word, because it's mad.
The research says fragments of El Dorado are among the first attempts at subjective narrative in cinema. Do you realize how huge that is? Before this, the camera was just an observer, like a person sitting in the theater watching the stage.
A reliable observer. I like that.
L'Herbier said, no. The camera is the character. The camera sees what the character feels.
And how did he do that? By making the Alhambra Palace look like it was melting.
It's called optical deformation. It's a deliberate effect.
It's called a wobbly lens. But the text talks about the distorted Alhambra Palace. And what is that supposed to represent? Go on. Explain the artistic merit of a wobbly building.
It represents the creative ideas of the painter. We are seeing the building through Hedwig's artistic eyes. He doesn't see a building made of stone. He sees lines, curves, inspiration. He is intoxicated by the beauty. The building is literally moving him.
He sees a building that looks like it's made of jelly. It's mad. Imagine if you were watching a Marvel movie today and suddenly Iron Man looks at a building and the building starts wobbling about because he's thinking creatively. You'd ask for a refund. You'd think the projector was broken.
No, you wouldn't, because we accept that now. We have dream sequences, we have hallucinations, we have drug trips in movies. L'Herbier invented that. He was doing it with primitive glass and mirrors in 1921. He walked so that Christopher Nolan could run.
I don't think Christopher Nolan is thinking about Marcel L'Herbier's wobbly palace, mate. And then there's the blur. Let's talk about the blur.
The blur is genius. This is my favorite shot in the whole film.
It's an out-of-focus shot.
Right.
It's literally just blurry. My nan takes photos like that.
It's significant. The notes describe an out-of-focus shot of Sibilla against the background of other dancers.
Which looks like a mistake. It looks like the focus puller went for a smoke break.
It signifies her mental absence. Listen to me. She is physically there, dancing in the cabaret, shaking her tambourine or whatever, but her mind is with her sick child. She is out of focus because she isn't really there.
You're reading so much into it.
That is pure cinema. Show, don't tell. A writer would have to say, Sibilla danced, but her thoughts were elsewhere. L'Herbier just blurs her out. Bam. You feel her detachment. It's a feeling, not a line of dialogue.
Or the focus puller sneezed. You keep defending these things as genius, but even the research admits it. The book says these effects are not always fully convincing.
Not always. I mean, sometimes they are.
Not always fully convincing. That is polite historians speak for, it looked a bit dodgy. It's an academic way of saying nice try, but no.
But it also says they widen the palette of cinematic means of expression. He took a risk. He tried to show internal thought processes using nothing but a lens. That is brave.
It's pretentious. That's the word the text uses later. Aesthetic pretensions.
Pretension is just ambition that hasn't been understood yet.
No. Pretension is thinking that making a building wobble excuses the fact that your main character is trying to revenge matchmake her enemy's daughter with a Swede.
You are so hung up on the plot.
I am hung up on the film. A film is a package deal. You can't serve me a gourmet steak on a garbage can lid and tell me to ignore the lid. The whole thing has to work.
But L'Herbier was pushing boundaries. He was an explorer.
And he got punished for it. The notes say he was finally betrayed by his aesthetic pretensions and had to resign himself to commercial productions.
That's tragic.
He tried to be too clever, failed, and had to go make normal movies to pay the bills. That tells you everything. The audience didn't want wobbly palaces. They wanted a good story. They wanted to know why the postman was a hunchback.
That's a tragedy in itself. The artist crushed by the market.
Or the market rejecting a bad product. It happens.
You have no romance in your soul. Look at the legacy, though. You can't deny the man's legacy. He is a titan of French cinema.
Oh, I can deny it a little bit. I think titan is a strong word.
He co-founded IDHEC, l'Institut des Hautes Études Cinématographiques, in 1943, one of the most famous film schools in the world. He literally created the institution that teaches people how to make movies.
Yeah, 22 years later, after he realized he couldn't just keep making wobbly buildings.
He shaped the minds of future generations. Alain Resnais, Louis Malle, they all came through that system. His influence is immense.
You know the old saying, mate, those who can't do, teach.
Oh, that is low. That is a low blow. That is beneath you.
It's accurate. He made these artistic films that didn't really work. The audience was confused. So he went and started a school to tell other people how to do it. Right, class. Today we are going to learn how to make sure the audience has no idea what is happening. Step 1, blur the lens.
He was a visionary. And you can't talk about French cinema without him. He's foundational.
Actually, I think you can. Because the text drops a massive truth bomb right at the end. It compares him to Jean Epstein.
Epstein was a contemporary, a peer. They were working at the same time, exploring similar ideas.
Yes, but the text says, in the end, it was Jean Epstein who transformed the ideas into a series of outstanding films. Note the word outstanding, implication. L'Herbier's films were not outstanding.
That's just one historian's opinion.
It's in the book we're using. It argues L'Herbier had the ideas. Epstein actually made them work. L'Herbier was the warm-up act. Epstein was the headliner. Epstein made The Fall of the House of Usher. That is a masterpiece, El Dorado. It's a rough draft. It's the demo tape.
You can't have Epstein without L'Herbier. You are dismissing the pioneer just because the settler built a better house. L'Herbier cleared the forest. He took the machete to the vines of conventional storytelling.
He cleared the forest and then built a shed that fell over. Epstein built the mansion.
I think you're being incredibly unfair. And we haven't even discussed the team he assembled, the sheer talent. The credits list reads like a who's who of French art.
The details, skirmish. Go on then. Impress me with the credits.
Art directors. Robert Jules Garnier, legend. He built the sets, the whole look of the film.
Did he design the wobbly palace? Or was that just the camera? I need to know who to blame.
Costumes.
Alberto Cavalcanti. Even you have to admit, the costumes were stunning. The lace, the shawls, the waistcoats on the Swede.
The costumes were fine. But a nice hat doesn't fix a bad script. If I wear a tuxedo and talk nonsense, I'm still talking nonsense. I'm just well-dressed nonsense.
And the cast. We mentioned Eve Francis, Jacques Catalan, and Philippe Heria.
Ah, yes. Philippe Heria, the man of many faces.
He played João, the rapist co-worker. A thankless, grim role.
Yeah, check your notes. Who else did he play? In the same film.
A hunchback postman.
A hunchback postman. I mean, come on. We're supposed to take this film seriously as Goya-esque horror and modernist composition, and suddenly a hunchback postman wanders into the frame.
It adds texture. It's grotesque realism. It shows the world is full of strange characters.
It adds pantomime. Is he carrying a comically large letter? Does he honk a horn? It's absurd. It's like they had one actor left over and just put a pillow up his shirt. Go on, Philippe. Do a funny walk. The audience will love it. It is the texture of the Spanish streets. It's showing the diversity of life.
Yeah.
Not everyone is a beautiful Swedish painter. Some people are postmen with hunches.
It's a shambles made, a total unmitigated shambles.
Okay, look. We are running out of time, and we're clearly at a stalemate. We're going in circles.
I wouldn't call it a stalemate. I'd call it me winning and you being in denial.
I am not in denial. I am championing the spirit of cinema. The courage to fail.
You're championing a blurred screen and a weeping mother.
So let's summarize. My position is this. El Dorado is a key that unlocks cinematic treasures. That is paraphrased from the book's marketing fluff, and I stand by it. It is a visual feast.
A feast of wobbles.
The distortion, the lighting, the sheer audacity to try and film a thought process. You watch El Dorado for the vibes. You watch it to see the birth of psychological cinema. It is a masterpiece of the image.
And my position is this. El Dorado is a dodgy melodrama that you watch only if you are studying for a history exam and you've run out of good films. The plot is laughable, the revenge makes no sense, and the visual effects look like mistakes. It is a reminder that just because you can do something with a camera doesn't mean you should.
You are focusing on the wrong things. You're obsessed with plot.
I'm focusing on the story, the thing that's supposed to engage you.
The story is secondary. It's a canvas for the visuals.
The story is the whole point. If I want to look at pretty pictures, I'll buy a postcard. If I go to the cinema, I want to feel something other than confusion about Swedish painters and hunchback postmen.
You just have no soul. You have a calculator where your heart should be.
And you have no taste. You'd watch a test pattern for 2 hours if someone told you it was avant-garde.
I would if the lighting was good, if the contrast was right.
Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. You're a lost cause.
Listen to the person listening to this. Don't listen to him. Watch the film. Look at the shadows. Look at the blur. Feel the tragedy. Put yourself in 1921.
Or read the book, Cinema, The Magic Vehicle. It's a great book. Read the entry. Laugh at the plot description. Save yourself 2 hours. Go for a walk. Eat a Swedish meatball in honor of Hedwig.
No. Watch it. Judge for yourself.
Yeah, go on. Watch The Hunchback Postman and tell me it's high art. I dare you.
It is art. It's difficult art.
It's a mess.
It's glorious.
It's rubbish.
We are done. This is pointless.
Wait. One last thing. For the listener.
What?
Does a pretty picture excuse a terrible story? I reckon not. But
Yes.
that's the real question, isn't it? What do you think?